What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another study hall here on UFSU University. My name is Tam, and I'm joined by
Travis TNT Tangeman,
James,
and Michael.
What study hall is for the unenrolled is we've taken a bunch of your guys' UFS topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So with that said, how many Three Dif Foundations should you be playing?
Less than 10.
Less than 10. Why so? You think, hold on, Three Dif difficulty foundations. Less than 10.
Yeah, like the top left number.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think less than 10, yeah.
And so you think you could play 9 and get away with it? This is a loaded question, huh? The way I said it, you hear that?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Okay.
I mean, you know, like you're playing like 3 of this, 3 diff, 3 of this, 3 diff, 3 of this, 3 diff, because you want to see it, but you don't want to see it too much. And like, I mean, I guess it kind of just depends on like the deck you're playing, but like with like a 7-hander for me, like I don't want to see multiple 3 diffs because I'm trying to build as many cards as I can.
Hey, you know what? You know it's crazy, and I know this is really rough, and you've only played 2 7-handers. But when you're a 5-hander, you also don't want to see a bunch of 3 diffs.
Yeah.
Even more. Hey, my name's Goro, and I drew 4 3 diffs.
Oh,
Fuck.
I mean, that spike deck plays 10.
Totally.
Plays 10 3 diffs.
Which is why I kind of brought it up, because I think the 3 diff that we're added in at a 4 of is really nuts right now.
It's 10. It's so cool.
Just to let the good people know, I'm gonna look up the name of the 4 diff.
No.
I can't remember what it is, or the 3 diff. I can't remember what it is. Keep talking, Travis. What do you think?
I
Unwittingly
think
evil.
that it depends on what your deck
Unwittingly
is
evil.
trying to do.
Unwittingly evil.
Hey, I
Okay,
found the card by
James.
myself. It's unwittingly evil. Thank you.
So I think that it depends on what deck you're playing and what your deck is trying to do, and also your hand size.
Okay.
So like, a 7-hander can play a few more 3 diffs than a 6 or a 5-hander because they see more cards, which means that even if they open 1 or 2 3 diffs on their turn 1, they can still build with the other 5 cards in their hand, etc., etc.
Etc. etc. I feel the same way. Just because 7-handers, you're given more options of the cards that you've drawn, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 diff foundations are similar to attacks when it comes to building. Hey, I'm just not allowed to play these. Same with assets. Excuse me. Hey, I'm just not allowed to play these on turn 1 because of how detrimental my next 2 turns are if I fail this big turn. But at the same time, like that's why. Quote spam, we call them spam 1s and 2 difficulty foundations are so important in every character, because I want to be able to play on my difficulty string, which is like normally on 3s or sometimes on 5s. Like hey, I need to play everything, and my last check has to be a 5, or I guarantee my last check is a 3. Looking at the Desperation Evil deck, I think inside of my evil deck right now that I'm playing as Scorpion, I'm playing 2 3 difficulty foundations,
And they're both Undying Rage.
and they're both Undying Rage because of how disgusting that card is. It's especially a 3/6 1 mid block that does everything Scorpion ever wanted to do: pick up more attacks and heal just enough life, just enough,
Just a little.
just enough.
Oddly enough, those are like the 10 that are in my the spike deck too. It's 4 Unwittingly Evil, 4 Spiders and Dragons, Hunt for Spiders and Dragons, and 2 Undying Rage.
So we get to talk about Hunt for Spiders and Dragons because that card is not a foundation sometimes.
It is when you're playing the spike deck.
You're right. Because the spike deck if for everybody, it is spike 1. The goal is how much unblockable damage can I put on a Vengeance of the Fallen Angels. I've got 2 Hunt for Spiders face up in my staging area. I have a Showtime. I have moved to Petrels. I have played 2
Ridding the World of Outsiders.
Ridding the World of Outsiders
I
on
played
a fatality
to trigger those first.
Yeah, and then bang you twice. Yay! And then bang you twice.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a 17 damage. Unblockable, and then you still have the bangs.
Yeah, and so like, isn't this cool?
I remember when that deck was just a meme, and now it's actually a thing.
Hey.
It is not cool.
It's perfectly fine.
But like the question is or the I guess the statement is it really depends on what it is that your deck's doing. It depends on the 3 diffs that you're adding. What value do you have? You want to toss it the battery? Go ahead. It's fine. It's a casual cast. We're chill. I'm so nervous about that
Nice
cup.
snack.
That scared the shit out of me.
Oh, wow.
Oh no.
Wow.
It's It's a good thing I do that was empty, right?
Focus.
Galaxy brain.
So
So my rule of thumb for when I build decks with 3 diffs is I think 3 is the maximum number is how I build it, and then for every hand size I have above a 5-hander, I add 1. So like when I get to 7-handers, like usually the most I add to a deck would be 5,
okay.
and then 6-handers would be 4 at max, and for my 5-handers I play 3,
I'm gonna
like at max.
actually look up. I already have. Just kidding. I looked up just evil ones though. So
You're still
inside
under
of
def. You're on only death.
oh, sorry. Inside of standard, it looks like, and this does not include 7th cross. We have 120.
Or the rotation of other things.
Or the rotation of other things. We have 120 Three Dif Foundations that we have.
And a lot of those are going to be rotated.
Like Quest for the Hero Sword, that's a 4 of in most decks.
Dark Side of Karma is like a 2-3 of.
High Seas Adventure.
Teosana.
The Power to Connect Realms, Forbidden Technique, Prolonged Espionage. We are mini you but one.
Shokin Prince.
Where to send it? Like all of these cards, God of
God
Thunder.
of Thunder.
Like there's so
I
many
see so many
good.
people playing this fucking Resurrected
That
Revenant.
card's really good.
Bad.
Card's okay.
What'd you say?
I like that card. That card's really
card's
good
okay.
in
What's
certain
it do?
characters.
You seal you commit this and seal your character, and then you add 1 foundation from your discard pile to your hand.
Like it
it's
provides
fine.
you a really good toolbox.
So like if your character does nothing on your opponent's turn, you just seal it and pick up a block.
Like specifically under order, with 7th cross coming out, we have Taise's Foundation, so you can seal your character that doesn't do anything on their turn.
Pick up the low block for free.
Pick up this low block. Oh, reduce it to 0 speed. Like
You can't seal your character.
no, I'm talking about for
You pick
other
up
characters.
you pick up the.
Oh,
the
that's
foundation.
not.
Yeah.
That's not Taisei?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. I was like, you can't.
yeah.
It's not possible. I love you. It's clicking.
Sorry.
I think the
Tijuana
Let's Cut
Groceries.
Loose is just better than that card.
Yes, but symbols.
No.
Yeah.
Spaceland.
Yeah, totally.
Like there's like we're here just listing cards. The question is how many do you play? If you had a deck right now, how many are you playing? Think about a deck right now. Faster. Think about a deck faster.
6.
6?
Yeah.
What's the deck?
I built an evil Vega Safety 3s deck
Okay.
the other night, and it's just stuff like I play. So like I'm trying to abuse Reki and Mekimaru, and there are a bunch of cool cards, like cool 3 diffs that you can play. So like I play 1 Masked Assassin because it helps you get extra damage through and is DR sometimes. This card as well,
Which is
Blueprints.
Thank you.
Is really good in 7th cross because you want to see your characters. So like under
we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about your cool 6. What cool 6
Vega
cards do you play in Vega?
I play 1 Silence for the tech because it's good to flip things. Like if they get multiple copies of just anything really that you don't want to deal with, you can flip it. I'm trying to remember the other 3 diffs I run though. I know I run 6. Oh, 4 Undying Rage.
Undying 4 of it?
Yeah. That card's really good. Just like
Well-
the entire deck is desperation. So like picking up any of your attacks, picking up Fade is super good. Like
How many 3 discs are you playing?
Playing 3 high seas.
Man, every time I watch him play,
Are you not
he
playing
draws,
God of
like,
Thunder?
all 3.
No.
No?
I don't want to blow up my. I was thinking about playing it in Torn, but I don't want to. See, it's kind of weird because it triggers.
Tim, I'm gonna have to take that away from you.
It triggers bridging the races, so I've been thinking about playing it, but I want to spit out as many foundations as I can turn 1.
Yeah, totally.
And like I don't know, just testing against you guys, like I don't have a problem opening a high seas adventure.
Wow, lucky you.
You also just like to go ham.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's why like God of Thunder would be like really useful.
You're 7. You can play a 1 God of Thunder in there. Make it 4 3 diffs.
So
about it.
I already talked about Scorpion and the fact that I'm only playing 2 3 diffs. Another deck that I made is Plant Man, and it's only running 4. It's running 4 Home for Spiders and Dragons, and that's it. It's a
And in that deck, that's not really.
Yeah,
that's not.
it's not at all. The point is, hey, that thing stops my cool Moonset combo. I'm gonna flip that thing and then put it down and then blow you up.
Yep.
Hit you with a Spirit Bomb. I made a Reptile deck that is running 4 Quest of the Hero Sword because that card's not fair.
Yep.
2 to already
That was
discard
really
pile.
annoying.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Your Devora's playing 4 prolonged.
Espionage, yeah.
I'm only playing 3,
You're
actually.
only playing 3?
I'm only playing 3.
You scrub.
Yeah. Well, yep. It's a 3. It's a 3-5 non-block. If it had a cool...
What a scrub.
If it was a 3-4 with a 2 mid-block like Sharpshooter is, that very unfair card that does the same thing as my cool card but doesn't have block on it.
And also gives it powerful.
Yeah, whatever. I have to wait for you to build 11 cards to have my cool effect. Whatever.
So do I. My other cool effect I can't play to your deadlock either.
Yeah. +4 speed. You can't change my speed.
I didn't mean for you to get to two stats and powerful 2 on whatever the fuck you want. I did. Could you imagine if I got that? Whatever.
You don't.
You
need it.
do. Your character does it.
Your character says I can play 5 attacks.
Your character has powerful 1, powerful 2, powerful 3, powerful 4. Every single one.
I guess, whatever. I'm also playing Humber Spiders and Dragons, and I don't think I'm playing any other 3 discs. I think it's just 07.
I think it's just those, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like,
So you're really only 3.
yeah, because Humber Spiders and Dragons is
Unless
just...
you actually play Hunt for Spiders as a foundation. That card is not a foundation.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but it kind of is. It says breaker 1 on yours to build 1. It's very
You're
easy.
right.
It's very easy to commit
But,
a card
like,
accidentally.
It's not a foundation if that's an action to me. That's a fatality. That is an action.
Well, I mean, but
Tracks
it
of
goes
5, it's not
face
fatality.
down in your staging area.
Yeah, that becomes a 0 diff foundation with no stats.
Right. You just said foundation.
Yeah. It's not a 3 diff foundation. It's a 0 diff.
So, I think we're fairly in agreement that be careful how many 3 diffs you play.
I'd play 5. I'd play 5 at most. Honestly.
We're changing our tune.
What?
You changing our tune?
No. I said you
It's
shouldn't
deck
play.
dependent.
I said you shouldn't play over 10, and I only play 3. But I don't think that you should play over 5.
So at the beginning of the
now he's
podcast,
changing.
yeah, he's changing
You're
his mind.
changing your original analysis.
You know what?
Into
You know what,
not
Mike?
over 5.
You know what, Mike? We're making it sound like that's a bad thing, but like the coolest thing that this podcast does. Coolest thing this podcast does is it makes us better card players. Honestly, sitting down here and talking about it, listening to us, and just like formulating opinions and like having your thoughts mixed with our thoughts. Man, I wish we could communicate. But like you started this conversation at no more than 10.
Well, I don't feel judged for it or anything.
That's
I was
good.
Just throwing out a number. I was
We can
first.
start live doing this podcast.
I'd love to do it live. That'd be so rad.
Yeah.
We
For
can do it.
For Patreon.
Sure.
We'll
We
talk.
can figure it out.
We'll talk afterwards.
Yeah.
I told you I was trying to figure out how to do the whole line everything up together.
But no, I mean, like, I don't know. I just threw out, because I mean, I'm sure there's some nerd out there somewhere that wants to play like 8 3 diff foundations.
Yeah.
right?
His name is
Me.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage, yeah.
Johnny Cage wants to play as many 3 diffs as he can because 3 diffs are
Built a
really
man
good.
and then Warrior to Syndrome. Or just himself.
He wants to play 5 diff foundations.
Yeah. He 5s and 4s.
So with that, thank you very much for watching this episode of Study Hall. If you like the content, please do all the cool Patreon stuff. And I have to go catch a movie, so we'll see you next time. Stay
ya.
learned.
Get learned.
Ben learned.
Bye.